好，孩子们，我们来点个名。
快速点哦，快速点。
OK 啊、快速点啊、来，张简玉欣。Sharon， 你帮我看一下哈。还是你帮我看？好，你给我帮我看。
OK。
好，那个罗杰轩有吗？这是乙班的对吧？
也
乙
A 班的 A
我
班
点还是我点？
好维尼点。
蔡怡珍，怡珍有来吗？
有，他举手了。
好，倪世玉，
有
朱秉义，
有
戴英轩，
有
蔡怡轩，
有
玉胜有哈，玉胜这个有，张玉胜有，然后杨子云，
有
杨玉琪，
玉琪 ，Are you here? No。
好，苏之瑜，Lily，
有
林建廷，
有
黄香义，
有
黄建祥，Leo。Are you there?
No。
Okay. Rosa 李以勋，
以勋，3、2、1 ，No。
杨志成，
有
好，温子安，Doris，
3、2、1 ，No。
周冠新，
有
林廷玉，
有
林杰怡
，3有
林
泽宇 ，OK。资炫
世顺有吗
？3、2、1 ，No。
黄柚子
柚子有
陈雨辰 ，Judy 应该有。
我在。
好
林子佳
有
好，林泽宇，Eason，
泽宇，刚刚你有举手啊？好 ，OK，
好，就这样结束。
好 ，Thank you, Jason.
Okay, no problem. All right. Well, good morning and welcome to class. There was some computer trouble here this morning, so we're starting a little bit later, but we'll try to make up for that. So we will be having class today. At first, we were not planning to do that, but the school decided to have 2 different groups meeting this morning. And yes, I did cut my hair. So wow, nice. Thank you for noticing that. Okay, so anyway, we'll be having a class this morning, and then you will have class with me again on Thursday, and then we'll have class again a little bit on Friday too. So this class, with our topic of travel to the USA, is going to be partly today and also partly on Friday. Okay, so we'll divide this one up like that because the school asked us to do that. So that is how we will do it. Okay. All right. And how is everyone today? Good. Okay.
Very good.
Someone says I had a lot of hair before. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, when it gets too long, then I will cut it back so that I don't have so much. Yeah. So anyway, maybe you saw that before. So what grade are you in now? Are you mostly in grade 7 now, or do we have students from grade 8? Can you tell me? You're in grade 8 now. Okay. All right. Yes. What grade are you in now here? Some are 8 and some are even in grade 9. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So we have various students. Some are new students to the junior high, and some have been here for a while before. Okay. Well, welcome this morning. I hope that you will be able to join with us in talking about some things. I am trying to focus on showing you a lot of pictures, a lot of things that we can see and that we can talk about. And I will be telling you about some things that we're looking at in some pictures, but I want to give you the chance also to talk about what you can see. Some of you later may take an English test in Taiwan, like the GEPT. And when you get to a higher level in that test, like the second level, you will need to be able to talk about a picture, to describe what you can see in a picture. And if your English is good, then we want to not only be able to read and write some things and understand, but also be able to listen and understand things and be able to talk about them ourselves. So in this class with me, in your classes like today and Thursday and Friday, we will be trying to give you the opportunity to listen more and to talk more. Okay, so whenever you have a question or whenever you want to say something, please feel free to join in. And of course, sometimes we will be asking you questions as well and see what you think or see if you know the answer. Okay. All right, so I'm going to, very good, show you some pictures today. Our topic this morning is travel to the USA. So right now, people are not doing a lot of traveling. And maybe even before COVID-19, you were not doing a lot of traveling, but maybe someday you will have the chance to travel to another country and to see some things. So I'm going to share with you some pictures of special things or special places in the USA that might be interesting to you, places that people like to visit, and you can see what they look like and we can learn about them a little bit, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you and let you see the pictures that I can see so we can all look at them together. So I'm setting that up now here. Okay, and I will take you here. Travel to the USA. All right. What are different things that we could see if we really did go, right? Okay, well, here is one thing or one place that we could see if we did go to the USA. It is a very special thing to look at, right? And kind of popular for some people to visit. We can see that the name here is Mount Rushmore. So that means this is a mountain, and that is the mountain's name, Rushmore. And the mountain was given that name because one person who was helping to give some money to do something here, his name was Rushmore, and so the mountain eventually was given his name. But if you look at the picture here, can you tell me what you see? What do we have?
Face.
I can see 4 faces. Very good. Okay.
And the tree and the mountain.
Do we know anything else?
Rock.
The mountain is made of rock, yes.
And the tree.
I see some trees too. That's right. Okay, why are these 4 faces here in the mountain or as part of the mountain? Usually if you go to a mountain, you will not see some faces like this, right?
Because
how did this happen? Why did this happen?
Because they are popular.
Okay, we're looking at some popular people. All right, so do we know who these people are? No. No idea? Do we have any guesses? Who are these 4 popular people?
美国前4大总统.
Okay. So these are people from before in America. So these people are not alive now. That is true. Okay. And these people were important before. So they were leaders of the country. So we call them presidents, right? So we also use that word to describe the leader in Taiwan as well, right? Okay, so these are 4 presidents from America. America has had more than 40 presidents over its history of more than 200 years. And do we know any names here?
Somebody type Lincoln.
乔治华盛顿.
Okay, we know maybe the one
汤
on the
马
left.
斯杰佛逊，西奥多罗斯。
Okay, very good. So we do know. So on the far left, we are looking at Washington, George Washington. Okay. So he was a president in the USA. He was actually the first president in the USA. And so that was some time ago. He was president in the year 1789, 1789. Okay. So that was more than 200 years ago. And he was president for 8 years. And that was a difficult time maybe to be president because he was the first one. So he's trying to kind of make the country. And he also was the one who helped America to become a country by fighting against England, because America had been part of England before, because people from England came to the USA. But he helped America to become its own country, to be a free country at that time. Okay. And the second one that we're looking at there is Thomas Jefferson. And he knew Washington because they were presidents about the same time, and they did work together. So Jefferson was the third president of the USA, and he was president from 1801 to 1809. So he was also president for 8 years, and he was working on writing about how, like, what America would do as a country, what kind of laws it would follow, and telling England about how we would be our own country here, and trying to get more land for the USA as well. Then we have two more on the right who were presidents later. The third one is Theodore Roosevelt, and he was president in 1901. He was also president for 8 years, so that was much later. And the fourth one is Abraham Lincoln, and he was president in 1861, but he was only president for 4 years and not 8. So that is a difference there. And it was a very difficult time when he was president because there was a war in the USA between the North and the South. And he was leading the people in the North, and he was trying to let every person in the USA be free, because at that time there were slaves in the USA. There were some people that were black and they were not free, and he was trying to have everyone be free. And so there was a big fight about that because it was kind of a different lifestyle maybe in the North instead of in the South. In the North, people were free, and in the South, they were not, and he wanted everyone to be free. Okay, so there was a big war about that, but he did win the war. Still, there was something that happened because he was only president for 4 years and not 8. He won a war, so he was popular in the North and could have been president again, but he was not, so why not? Do we know? What happened was, a few days after the war was over, someone who was angry with him found him and killed him. All right, today, maybe it is much more difficult to kill a president. But anyway, someone knew where he was going to be and went to that place to attack him and was able to kill him there. So he is also looked at very much as a hero of the country, because he helped to win the war, and then he died sort of for his country. And George Washington on the far left is a little bit like that too, because he helped to fight a war and then also helped to kind of make the country. Okay, so this is something that we can see at a very special place. And I want to ask you a couple of more questions here. We know that someone must make this, right? Must take some time and try to make these faces, try to shape them from the rock, and that cannot be easy, right? If you and I wanted to do that, maybe it would be very hard. Okay, so how long do you think it took some people to make these faces? You can guess.
Teacher, can you say again?
Someone says 45 years.
45 years. Okay. Anyone else?
Teacher, can you say again?
Teacher, can you ask the question again?
How long did it take to make the four faces or the four heads? Someone said 45 years. Anyone else?
好，
Judy, you want to try?
You want to guess?
什么那个 try
130.
113 years. Okay. So if we did it, maybe it would take a long time, like 45 years, because it's not easy to do.
Yes,
几
sir.
岁吗？几岁吗？
对了，
Actually, it didn't take that long. It only took 14 years to do it. So it did take a long time, but only 14 years. And how big do you think these heads are? Like from the top of the head to the bottom of the head, how far is that? How big is one head? What do you think? Do we have a guess?
Some of them guess 30 meters or 40 meters.
Okay, that's a good guess. It's actually not quite that big, not quite that tall. It's only 18 meters from the top of a head to the bottom of a head. 18. Okay. So it's still pretty big, right? Because if you think about yourself, you are less than 2 meters tall, right? So this is more than 9 times taller than you. Okay. So they are pretty big. All right, but it did take a long time. This does show you what they looked like, so people can remember them. And yes, they were popular, which is why we are looking at them here. Someone spent a lot of money to work on putting that here. Okay, let's take a look at another place. This place is called Venice Beach. What do you see in the picture? What do we have in this picture?
You can open your mic if you want.
You can talk, sure.
I see some palms and trees.
Good.
Also the man sitting over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say.
So we have a man sitting there on the beach, right? And so, of course, the beach will be covered in sand, right? The beach is made of sand. We do have many palm trees here, yes. Okay.
Many houses
And many houses in the background. Good.
in the beach.
Yes. Okay. So at the
Nice.
moment, we don't see many people here at this beach, which is actually maybe a good thing. If you want to go to the beach, maybe you don't want to go there when everyone is at the beach and there are so many people there. Maybe you think if there are not many people, it is better. So anyway, at this time, there are not many people there. But do you like to go to the beach?
now, not before or
You don't.
I like.
You do. Okay. Some of you do and some of you don't, right? Okay. So another question is why? Why do you like the beach or why do you not like the beach? Teacher Sharon likes the beach. So why is that, Sharon?
Because the sea is beautiful.
Okay, you can see the sea, right? Which looks good. Okay. But some of you don't like the beach. So why is that?
Somebody typed the answer that because the COVID-19.
Oh, okay. So right now we don't want to go to the beach because of COVID. We're afraid of getting close to other people, maybe. Okay. All right. But if COVID-19 is not a problem, do you want to go to the beach? If COVID is over, do you want to go to the beach?
They say it's hot and crowded.
Okay. Maybe it's too hot for you. Maybe it's too crowded for you. So you will not like it. Okay. Maybe. All right. So anyway, this is actually a big beach here. And it is about 4 kilometers long. So there's a lot of space here. And people can, of course, do different things here. It's a little hard to see exactly what the man is doing in the picture. But one thing he is doing is getting some sun. So some people actually like to go sunbathing which means they want the sun to shine on them, which is kind of an interesting idea for us here in Taiwan, because maybe many people here do not want the sun to shine on them because they're afraid their skin color will get darker. But in the USA, many people want their skin color to be darker. So this is something that they do. All right. And so some people can do that. Of course, you know that some people may go to the beach to play volleyball. So there would be volleyball courts there. If you go with your friends, you can play volleyball together.
It's so hot.
But it is hot, yes. So for some people, it's fun. And for other people, it's like, no, I won't enjoy it. So I just don't go. For you, maybe now it's summer. You're reminded that it is a hotter time. You just want to be inside with your air conditioner on, right? Okay, maybe. But some people still like to go out and exercise and things, even at the beach. Yeah. Okay, so back behind the beach, we saw there are some buildings there. So some people may live nearby, but there are also some shops there. So people could go shopping in this area. There is also a path there where people can walk or where they can ride a bike. And there will be some other people that go outside to actually perform and show off some special talent that they have. So you might see some people that are dancing, or you might see some people that are juggling, throwing things in the air and catching them, or doing something special like that. So there are some interesting things you can do here, and not just get some sun at the beach. Okay. We're looking at another place here, which is called Mesa Verde. And what do you see in this picture?
Tree.
I'm sorry, what?
Tree.
I see trees, yeah. There are trees in the front.
Home.
It looks like a home, yes? Okay. We're looking at something that looks like a house, maybe.
Castle.
And maybe a castle, very good. Okay. And it would seem to be very old, right? It seems to be broken down somewhat, right? And yes, it does kind of look like a castle. And maybe you can see that there is a pathway, a walkway, kind of in the middle, down toward the bottom of your screen, and with some steps there leading up to that. So this is a very old place. This is actually 800 years old. So it is from a very long time ago. So it's kind of amazing that we still have part of the buildings here that have lasted for so long, that people can still look at even now. So that is kind of special here. Because usually if you find some old things, maybe you find something that's 100 or 200 years old, some house or something like that from before. But this is really old, from 800 years ago. So the people who made it, they did a pretty good job making something that could stay there for so long. But yeah, it is partly broken down now. All right. So we might call the people that made this Indians, because a few hundred years ago, when Columbus came over to America, he thought, oh, this is India. So they started to call the people that were there Indians, but they're not really Indians. They're not from India. But we still use that name sometimes. Okay, so anyway, they did make this, and it is kind of like a castle because we can find like 150 rooms there. So that's a lot of rooms. And space for like 100 people to live in. So they could have a big group here. So it could be kind of like a castle. If we look at the doors or doorways that they were using, then we can get an idea of how tall the people were that lived there at that time. So you can guess, how tall do you think the men were? How tall do you think the women were 800 years ago? You can guess.
I see the door is not so thick, so they may or not tall. So I guess the woman may be 120 centimeters.
Okay. In the picture here, we are maybe seeing some windows. It's hard for us to see the doorways. But yes, the people were a little bit shorter back then, but actually not that short. If we look at the doorways carefully, we can see that the women must have been about 150 centimeters tall, and the
10
men
meters.
about 168 centimeters tall.
10 meters.
Okay, so about 168 for men, about 150 for the women, which means maybe they're a little bit shorter than people today, but not too much, right? If you think about people in Taiwan today, how tall do you think a man might be?
190.
Maybe 190. This is your average man in Taiwan is 190 centimeters tall.
No, 175.
Maybe 175. Okay. And what about a woman? The average woman in Taiwan, how tall is she?
160.
Maybe 160.
Oh, somebody said 168.
Oh, okay, good. All right, so that means today maybe we're a little bit taller than they were back then, but not too much, right? Okay, now, yes, you could find someone that might be 190 centimeters tall, but usually people are not that tall, right? Okay. And we said maybe the average man might be 175 or something like that. I am actually 178. And that is average for the USA. And I know that teacher Sharon is also a little bit tall. Can you tell us how tall you are?
I'm 175 centimeters.
175. See, that's very tall for a woman in Taiwan, right? Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay. So here we get to learn a little bit about what the people were like some time ago. Of course, there's no way for us to talk to them now, right? Because they've been dead for a long time. But we get to learn something from them by studying these old things that they left behind, right? Maybe we can find some of the tools that they used, or we can find some other things out about them by studying their old houses like this. And yes, it does seem kind of like a castle here, so that's kind of cool. Okay, very good. All right, and let's take a look at another place here called Kennedy Space Center. What do you see here? What am I looking at?
Airplane.
Okay, it's something like an airplane.
But it's not airplane. It's pew pew.
Okay, something like an airplane, but where will it go? Do we know?
Not in the wood.
Okay, will not be in the world, right? Yeah, good. It's going to fly away from the world, away from Earth, right? It's going to fly into space. Yes. And space basically just means something is open.
Rocket.
Nothing is there. Okay, so we could use the word rocket, yes. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that people could use to go to the moon, right?
But the space not have air.
Very good, that's right. So if you actually go farther away from the Earth, you go into space, there is no air there. So that is a problem.
And in the space you can fly. You jump, you can jump.
But yeah,
high.
you can kind of like fly there, right? Yes, very good. Okay, so when we think about like going to the moon or something like that, some people have had the idea that, oh, maybe we could live on the moon or something like that. But one problem with that is when you go to the moon, we also have no air at the moon. And that is a problem, right? Because we need air. You need air to breathe. So if you don't have that air, you would die. So that means someone must always wear something special or always be in a special ship like this that has air for you, because there's no air outside. Like if you go outside on the moon, there's no air for you, right? There's also no water for you, which is another problem. We also need water, right? So we had the idea that, oh yes, we should go to the moon and it will be very cool, but yeah, maybe it's cool, yet we still, can't really live there. It's not very convenient for us to do that. And it is hard to get there, right? To get there, we have to use a special ship like this. So we can call it a spaceship or a space shuttle. Yes, it's got some rockets here that will allow it to fly very fast so that it can get into space, because this is very heavy and it is hard to get away from the Earth. There's always something pulling you down here on Earth, right? So if I jump up, I don't fly away, right? I don't fly into the sky because there's some pull on me that will keep me here. So that's called gravity. So we need something very strong and very fast to be able to leave the Earth and go into space. So one question is, how fast does this spaceship go? How fast, maybe, does it need to fly so that it can fly into space?
Sure. The space
How fast is it?
The space have a light.
I'm sorry, what?
Have
It means
Danger.
alien.
Oh,
alien,
is there
alien.
life in space? Well, we did not find any life in space so far, right? For example, we did send people to the moon, but when they went to the moon, what did they find? Water? No. Air? No. Someone's house? No. People? No. Right? We don't find anything there. And that is the only place that we can visit, right? Because every other place is too far away. So far, we did not find any people, right? But how fast do we need this ship to go so it can go into space?
1 year.
No, not how much time. How fast does this need to fly? How fast is it?
3,600
Okay.
kilometer.
Just like if you're driving a car, maybe your car might drive like 100 kilometers per hour, right? If you are on the high-speed rail, the train, maybe you're moving at 300 kilometers per hour. But what about this? How fast is that?
4,000 kilometer.
Okay, that's a good guess, 4,000. Actually, it is faster than that. It is 29,000 kilometers per hour. That is the speed. So it can move very fast, many times faster than the train, right? So it is very fast. It needs to be very fast, very strong, so that it can fly away from the Earth. It's very hard to do that. Okay, and of course it will cost a lot of money to do that, which means we don't often send people up into space because you have to pay a lot of money. We don't have a lot of money to pay, right? But before, we did want to send someone to the moon, and people did go to the moon. The first person to walk on the moon, his name was Armstrong. And when did he walk on the moon? Do we know? When was that? We know right now it is 2021. In what year did he walk on the moon? Any idea? It was a long time ago. It was in 1969. So it was more than 50 years ago when we first sent someone to the moon. So it's been a while.
1,000 years.
So in the year 1969, 1969, in that year, someone was able to go to the moon for the first time. Okay, and another special thing here, if you go visit this place, is besides taking pictures, you can actually visit a little training area where you can see what it feels like if you are flying up into space. Because it's very hard on you. There's a big push on you as you're going up into the sky. So they can let you feel that, see what it's like. It's not easy to be an astronaut and to go into space. Okay, here we're looking at a picture of Carlsbad Caverns. You can see, yeah, there's a hole. That's right. In the name caverns, we see the word cave. So this is a place with many caves. Yeah. All right. So we can see the hole. So it's kind of like you have a hole in a mountain or something like that, and then you can go in and see what it's like. But actually, this is not just one cave. There are many caves here. There are 119 caves that are connected together here. So yeah, and they are very long too. And they also go down very far into the ground. So it's a very interesting place if you like caves. You want to do some exercise and you want to see something interesting, kind of like inside the mountain or underground. What does it look like? You can explore and see. But there are also many bats that live here because bats like caves. So if you do go there, you might hear or see some bats flying around too. So this is interesting for some people. But of course, you may want someone to show you around inside. So there can be a guide that can take you in and show you some of what is inside there, because we don't want people to go in and get lost, right? Not come out and die in there or something. So someone can show you around and let you see some of what's inside these caves there. Here, we're looking at a place called Bryce Canyon National Park. What do you see here? This is a little bit hard to talk about, right?
Stone.
We see stones, that's right. There are many rocks here, and it's a very colorful place, which is why some people like it. But what's special here is that there are a lot of these stones that come out of the ground in this special shape, just kind of like one rounded stone that sticks up from the ground and goes up into the air. So it's very cool for that reason. Okay, and it looks like a castle too. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. What's that?
Shadow.
Oh, the shadow. Yes, yes. We can see some shadows here too. That's right. And because you have all these rocks sticking up into the air, of course, that will make some shadows. Yes. So some people think this is a very nice place to visit just to take some cool pictures. But it's very interesting because you have the rocks sticking up from the ground, kind of one by one here, and very near each other. And these rocks can be 60 meters high. So that is pretty high, much taller than people. So it is a very interesting place and a colorful place. So people like to hike around here and take some pictures. And these rocks that stick up from the ground have a special name. They're called hoodoos, Hoodoo. So that's a special name for the rocks.
Sunlight.
And yeah, the sunlight is shining here too, which makes it look nice as well. Yes.
There are some things.
Good. Okay. What do we see here? This is a place called the French Quarter, which is part of New Orleans, a city. What do you see?
Castle.
Good. This looks like a castle, but it's not actually a castle.
Flag.
Actually, a church.
Flag. Flag.
And I see the flag, the U.S. flag. Very good.
And the car.
And some kind of car.
And
What kind of car is that?
And the cow.
Okay, and some houses in the back. Very good. We also have a lot of trees in the picture, right? If you're looking at these special cars in the front, they will remind us that this is a very old place, because when the French, the people from France, moved here from their country, it was a long time ago. It was about 300 years ago. So they made this place in 1718. That was a long time ago. So here you can see kind of what it is like if you were there, sort of, a long time ago. Because here you can take a look at an old way to travel. So instead of traveling around by car, like we do now, you could actually travel around by horse. So you have a horse that can pull some kind of cart or carriage, and people can ride in that, and you can see what it's like to try and travel in that way. So it's kind of an older, slower way of getting around, but it does let you understand the history a little bit more and what it would feel like if you were living 300 years before and not now. So that's kind of interesting there. Okay. This next place is a little more famous. This is Walt Disney World, a Disney theme park in the US. We have 2 of them in the USA.
Many people.
We have many people.
It's crowded.
Yeah, someone says crowded.
It is crowded.
Jason, we can't hear you clearly. Sharon 是我的问题吗？
It's frozen.
哦，你没有开麦，我听不到。
Jason,
Jason, your Wi-Fi is not work.
不见了。
Jason, your Wi-Fi.
Jason 不见了吗
Oh my god.
动了一下。
？No way.
Okay, fine. 好吧，我们来谈谈这张图。Oh, he come back. He comes back.
Hi, Jason.
Hello. Bonjour.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, we're back again. Okay.
It doesn't work well. The Wi-Fi.
Yes. Okay.
No. Jason, it doesn't work well too.
You're stopping it.
Oh my god. Sad. 对，玉胜说 sad.
简报是
We're coming back again. Okay. Are we okay now?
Yes, now.
At the moment? Okay. If we have trouble again, I may try a different Wi-Fi because we have more than one at the school. Okay.
Okay.
If we get stuck again, I will try something different that way. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we were looking at a picture, and we'll try to go back to that now. Okay. Are you okay? Can you see what I see?
Yes, the meeting.
Yes.
And
Alright, can
now
you
the
see the
PPT.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. So in the middle of this picture, what do we see?
A real castle.
This is a real castle. Okay, very good.
Many
This is
people.
a castle that was made here. Yes. Why? Because in many Disney stories, there may be a castle. There may be a princess. And this one looks like it might be Cinderella's castle. Yeah. And we do have a lot of people here. Yes. So one question is, how many people will visit this place every year?
1,000.
You think 1,000?
1 million.
1 million? Okay. Anyone else?
2 million.
Okay. Good guess, but too low. It's actually 58 million. A lot of people. But of course, that was before COVID-19. So right now, the number would be less, but before COVID-19, yes, that's how many people would visit. A lot. 58 million. That means 58 and 6 zeros. A big number. All right. So there are a lot of things that people can do here, a lot of rides. You can see some different characters from the stories if you come here, because people will dress up like that. So it's a really fun place for kids, and it has been open for 50 years.
I'm sorry, Jason, is it 58 or 85?
Many children.
58. 58. 58.
Thank you.
Many children.
And many children will come here. That's right. And they have a good time here. Okay. What is this?
Flag and the flower.
Okay, I see a flag and some flowers. This is the White House. Who lives there?
Yes, it's White House.
Who is in there?
It's
Whose house is that?
Michael.
Is that
Yeah,
my
it's
house?
bygone, right?
Is that my house?
White House. It's the
Whose house is it?
总统的
Okay, someone is saying it is the president's house, right? Yes. Okay. So the president will live there, the leader of the country. And that has happened since the year 1800 when this was finished. So for more than 200 years, the president could live in this house. And it is a big house because it has 132 rooms. So it is big. And every house on a street has a number, right? That is your address. What do you think the number is on this house?
Number one.
Okay, could be number 1. Anyone else?
Somebody type 69.
69, okay. If your house was maybe the first house on the street, maybe it would be number 1, right? But it might be kind of in the middle of the street, so it might not be number 1. The number for this house is actually 1600. 1600 is the number for this house here.
Many movies have White House.
And yeah, many movies have the White House. They will show you the White House, but they don't show you the number, right? But now we know the number too. Okay, very good.
F1.
Yeah, and it did take some time to build the White House. It did take 8 years to build it. Okay, here we're looking at Denali National Park.
Mountain.
That's right. So we have a mountain, and the mountain's name is Denali. And what can you tell me about this mountain?
It's white and blue.
Okay, why is the mountain white?
It's snow.
Because there's snow on the mountain, which means the mountain is very tall.
Snow is white.
Because when you get very high, it gets very cold, and then you can have snow.
And they have no air.
And less air, yes. So if you want to climb the mountain, it is hard because there's less air for you when you get to the top. Yes. Very good. So the first person that we know that climbed this mountain did it about 100 years ago. And it's not easy. If you climb a high mountain, some people would die doing it because it is too hard, too difficult. All right.
It's in
This
America.
is the highest mountain in the USA. And do we know how high it is? What do you think? I will tell you that it is taller than any mountain in Taiwan.
Is 3,800 meters.
Okay, 3,800 meters.
Kilometer.
But there is a mountain in Taiwan that is taller than that, right? So it is taller. It is 6,190 meters tall. So it is a very high mountain. Okay, and you can also see some animals in this area. If you look down at the bottom left, you can see something there that is actually a bear.
Bear.
Yeah, so you can see some animals in this area. And sometimes if you go there, you can get a good look at the mountain. But sometimes it is cloudy, and then the cloud will cover the mountain and you can't see the mountain. So on a good day like this, the weather is clear, it's sunny, you can get a good look at the mountain, take a good picture, but sometimes you can't.
On the top of the mountain.
The mountain is covered with clouds sometimes, yeah. Okay. This is a place called Las Vegas. It's a popular city in the USA. You can see there should be many people here. The city's name is Las Vegas. It's in the state of Nevada. And why do you think people like to go here? What do people do here?
Walk.
They can walk, yeah. And
Eat something.
they could eat, of course.
In the
But
hotel.
there's something special about this city. There are a lot of hotels, yes, because
Shopping.
many people will stay here and do what?
Shopping.
They could go
Restaurant.
shopping. Yes, they could do a lot of shopping, sure. But there's
Restaurant.
something else there too.
Restaurant.
Now, they could have restaurants, yes. But there's something special about this city, which is it has a lot of casinos, C-A-S-I-N-O, which is a place where people can gamble, which means to play some games and try to win some money. So that means you have to put out some money, you have to pay some money to play, but you have a chance, a small chance, to try and win some more money. So many people like to come here and try to do that.
They have helicopter.
But yeah, there could be some helicopters here, but regular people do not use helicopters. Okay, but yes, there could be some. So anyway, people will focus on trying to play the games, trying to win some money. They may know that they will lose the money, but maybe they have fun playing the games and trying to win some money. And there's the little hope that maybe I can make more money, and when I leave, I will have more money than when I started, right? Something like that. Okay, so this is a big place with lots of casinos where people can play, lots of hotels. There are so many rooms here available in the hotels. There are almost 150,000 hotel rooms that people can stay in. So they can find a nice place to stay, and then they can go and play games as long as they want. But if you stay in the hotel, you have to pay more than $100 US every night. So it is a little expensive. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay like 4,000 maybe Taiwanese dollars every night, about 129 US dollars. So it's a little expensive to stay there.
How is it expensive?
What's that? Are the houses expensive? Yeah, they would be even more expensive, right? If you want to actually buy a house there.
How much?
But how much? I don't know exactly. But it should be like hundreds of thousands of US dollars, a lot. Okay, this is something called Kilauea. What do you see here?
Fire.
I see some fire. Very good. Okay.
And water in
And
the
water. And there's something going into the air coming up from the fire, right? What is that?
lantern.
We call it smoke, right? S-M-O-K-E. So we had a lot of smoke because there is fire. Yes. And why do we have fire here? Because this is a volcano, right? So a volcano is a mountain that has fire, a mountain that will maybe shoot out some fire, right? So this mountain is in Hawaii, which are some islands that belong to the USA. And what's very special is this volcano is very active. This volcano is almost always sending out smoke and fire. It's like it doesn't want to stop. So since 1983, starting in 1983, that year, it has made a lot of smoke and a lot of fire and has only stopped just a little bit in that whole time, from then until now. So it does this a lot. And sometimes when it does that, there could even be an earthquake. So there was an earthquake that was a 6.9 that happened one time in there. So that is a little bit dangerous for people too, right? When the ground is going to be shaking as well. And you don't want to be too close to it, right? Because it could be dangerous. Yeah.
It's in the sea.
Yeah, and you can see the sea as well. Very good. And when it is sending this smoke and the little pieces from the fire, the ash up into the air, it actually does that to a very high level, to more than 9,000 meters into the sky, which means like about as high as the airplanes will fly. That's where all the smoke is going from this volcano. So it can go up very high. So it's very special in that way too. It's actually kind of a low mountain, but it is just very special because it keeps sending out the smoke and the fire like this. So it's very interesting to study. What do we have here? Some place called Niagara Falls.
River.
Okay, I see something like a river here.
The
Yeah.
boat.
And a boat.
And the road.
And a road. That's right.
Many people.
There are many people there. The people are very small, but you can see them. So the people are looking at this. What is this? What are they looking at? They're looking at this place where the water will fall down. So we call it a waterfall.
Waterfall.
Waterfall. That's right. So we have a lot of water here, yeah, from a river that's crashing down here like this, and then some of that water will fly up into the air again as some spray. Yeah. Okay, and you can see the boat out there, which will take people out there to get close so they can see it and feel it too. Okay.
I have
So,
fish.
this is very special, and it's between Canada and the USA.
I have fish.
Does it have a beach? No. But
Fish.
does it have fish? Probably, but it's going to be hard to see fish in this area here. Because if there are fish in the river, the fish could get washed down the waterfall, yes. But you wouldn't really see them here because there's so much water that is moving. But how high do you think this waterfall is? If you're at the top where the water is coming down and then go down to the bottom where the water reaches the bottom,
500.
how high is that?
550.
500 meters, okay. Anyone else?
550.
Okay, it's actually not that far. We get the idea that it should be kind of far because you can see how big the boat is there, but it's actually 50 meters. So it's still many times taller than you, right? Because you are less than 2 meters. This is 50, it's still very high. And there is a lot of water that's coming here, and it is coming very fast too. The water is moving at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. So it's kind of like driving a car. So it's a pretty fast speed. And we have lots of water that comes. There is 2.6 million liters of water that is coming down every second. So it's lots of water. So it is a very special place, a very special view.
People can jump in.
But what?
People can jump in.
So people will come here to take a picture of it, or maybe get down there in a boat and just kind of feel what it is like.
So people can jump in.
Some people might try to do something special here, like jump down the waterfall or something like that. That is dangerous because it is so far. So people wouldn't usually do that, but some people have tried to do something else. Yeah.
It's dangerous.
This time, kind of roll inside.
Jason, we can't hear you clearly.
Dạ vậy.
Jason, the Wi-Fi, it doesn't work.
No, Jason.
Your face disappeared.
Jason! Jason!
Jason, come back, please.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Yes? Okay. All right. I almost made it to the end of my presentation, so we're close. Okay. All right. So if you can still hear me, I'll try to finish up here. Okay. Looks like we're back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can hear me? Okay. Wow, this Wi-Fi is a lot of trouble today. Okay, so let's try this one more time here. Okay. So some people might actually try to go over the waterfall, but usually they don't because it is dangerous. But what they can do also is try to sort of like walk across, as in like you put some kind of rope from one side to the other side, from the land to the land, and then try to walk across on a rope like that and show people that. That's something special that has happened a few times that people did see. Okay, here we have something called the Golden Gate Bridge. So of course we're looking at a bridge, and we see that it has kind of a golden color, kind of an orange color. And one question is, why is the bridge this color? What do you think?
It's red because
It's good because
beautiful.
it's beautiful. Okay, but there could be another reason. Why did they want to make the bridge orange?
And so in easy.
Okay, of course it can look pretty, and people know, oh yeah, there's a bridge from the USA. It looks kind of golden if the sun is shining on it. But the reason is because there is fog, F-O-G, which is like a cloud that can come down, be very low where people are, and make it hard to see. So if the bridge is orange, it's easier to see the bridge. All right, so that's why they made it this color here. And it has been there for a long time, since 1937, when they made the bridge. But when they made the bridge, it was a little bit difficult because there was an earthquake
Have we
when they were making the bridge. But the bridge did not fall down. And the bridge is long, longer than 2,700 meters. And when you make a bridge, it can be dangerous because people could get hurt. And in fact, they were trying to save people that might fall down when they were working on the bridge. 19 people fell down and were caught by a net and didn't die. But 11 people actually did fall down and die when they were making the bridge.
Have we broken?
Okay, can you see? Are we okay?
Halfway.
All right, this is Yellowstone National Park. What we're focused on here is the water. You can see something coming up from the water, this white in color, right? It's because the water is very hot.
It's brew.
Yeah,
Real
water's
hot.
blue,
It's
but
halfway.
you see that it's hot water. The water is about 100 degrees Celsius. So it's very hot. If you get in this water, it will burn you, right? You can't be in that water, it's too hot. But what's special here is that there are many geysers, G-E-Y-S-E-R, where water can be pushed up from the ground and will fly into the air. And you can see this hot water fly in the air. So it can do that, and you can see it fly into the air about 56 meters into the air. So it's kind of cool to see that. There are 500 places here where they have these geysers and the water will fly into the air. So it's kind of cool.
Is it dangerous?
What's that?
Is it dangerous?
So is it dangerous? If you are close, yes. But people will watch it from a little distance away so they don't get hurt. It's okay. And you don't want the water to touch you because the water is too hot, right? But there are also a lot of trails where people can go hiking in this area too. Okay, we're going to look at one more picture here. And this place is called the Grand Canyon. What do you see here?
River, small river.
Good, we have a river
And
there.
mountain.
And some mountains, that's right.
The
And-
sunlight.
Okay, we see the sunlight, very good.
Tree.
You can
Shadow.
see, yeah, some trees too.
Shadow.
That it looks like maybe the river has slowly, over time, kind of cut its way down through this mountainous area here. This
The
area
tree
that's
has
down low
shadow.
is called a canyon.
The tree have shadow.
And the trees look a little yellow in color too, huh? Okay.
Shadow.
Oh, the shadows. Yes, yes, that's right. We can see some shadows. Good. Okay. So actually, this river and this canyon is very long, more than 400 kilometers long. So it's long, about as long as Taiwan, like that. And it's interesting because you can find a lot of fossils here, which means you could be looking at dead animals that were buried in the rock. And you can see kind of what they looked like in some different places. If you are here, of course, you can hike around, you can take some photos, and that can be kind of fun for visitors. But there are some animals in this area that are a little bit dangerous, so you do have to be careful. For example, there's a pink rattlesnake, which is poisonous. You want to watch out for that. There are also some squirrels, rock squirrels, that might bite you if you get too close. But people do have fun coming here to see this. So we've looked at many places that you could see if you did go to the USA. And now teacher Sharon is going to help us review and ask us some questions and see what you remember, okay?
Okay. I didn't turn on my mic. Please.
All right, so we're gonna go.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And I prepared some questions for you guys. If you listen to class carefully, and I trust you can answer it. Okay. Can you also see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's go. Okay, number 1, we go to Mount Rushmore, and I want to ask, who are they? Who
Oh
are
my
they?
God. Somebody can answer. Who
Okay, let's
are
go to
they?
the
The names.
The first
Four
man.
people.
The first one.
Who is this man?
Who?
Lincoln.
First one.
Does anyone know? Okay, I can give you some choices.
乔治华盛顿、
Oh, I heard the
Jefferson,
answer. Thank you.
林肯，
Yes,
还有
he's
一个
Washington.
忘记了。
What about the second man? The second one.
Second.
Yes, the second one.
You want to try?
Okay, I can give you some choices. Jefferson, Roosevelt, or Lincoln. Which one do you think? Jefferson.
Somebody type Jefferson.
Jefferson. Yes, this is the answer. He's Jefferson. What about the last?
Next one. Last one.
The last. Next one is. Who do you think?
Lincoln.
第三位是谁？
Roosevelt or Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Okay, it's a pity. Lincoln is the last one. In the middle is Roosevelt.
罗斯福，
Yes, it's Roosevelt, and Lincoln is the last one.
那最后一个应该是林肯吧？
Yes, Lincoln is the last
最
one.
后一个，对。
Okay, and I want to ask, how many years did people take to build Lee's face? How many years?
B. B.
B?
B C C
B. B.
C，哎，不，等一下
Okay, the
C
answer to be
B
14 years. That's right. It's
14.
14 years. Not that long, 45 years.
B.
And the next one, no D. How
Wow.
big is the head, do you think? It's a little bit difficult because the number is really close. How big is the head?
A
40 meters, 60
B.
meters, or 80 meters?
B.
B
Okay,
C.
a lot of people say C. Let's see. The
Yeah.
answer should be. Yes, you're
C.
right. It's 80 meters. Very good. And the next one. I want to ask, who is the first president of America? Who is the first president?
George Washington。
George Washington. Thank you very much. You're right. It's Washington. You served from 1789 to 1797. Very good. Okay, I see a lot of people get the right answer. And a lot of the presidents served for 8 years, but who was the president only served for 4 years? Who?
林肯，
Oh, I heard the answer. Somebody said Trump. Yes, it is. But
Trump.
I mean, the president on the Mount Rushmore is Lincoln. That's right. But do you guys remember why he only served for 4 years? Why?
黑人，帮助
No, no, he's
Yes,
not
because
black.
of the war. Because of the war, so somebody hate him, and so somebody murder him. Okay, next one. I'm not sure. Who is the 26th president of America?
罗斯福吧，
I heard one answer. Other answer? Roosevelt.
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 They say Roosevelt.
Okay, very good. It's Roosevelt. That's right. He almost served for 8 years. Okay, we jump to another one. Venice Beach. Hey, what can we see in this beach? What can we see?
巴黎堡，
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Hey, watch it carefully.
Volleyball.
Can we see President Lincoln in Venice Beach?
Can we?
Can we?
Yes.
If it is yes, it's really creepy because he's already passed away. But no. Okay, the first one Jason just mentioned. Some talented people, they will just dancing or singing or even do some tricks in it. And Spider-Man, do you think so?
Yes.
I will see spider.
I see volleyball.
We might see
Volleyball.
Spider, but no Spider-Man. Yes, volleyball and a Tony Man. Good job. Okay, next one is Mesa Verde. The people were caught what? 800 years ago.
American.
American?
How would you call it? Italians, Indians, or American? Oh,
They say B
I
or
heard
C.
the right answer. Yes, it's Indians.
Indians.
So today we might call them Indians, but at that time they didn't have that.
Yes, we call Indians at that time, 18 years ago. Okay, thank you. And we just mentioned some people, and I want to ask if you are hearing clearly,
178 is Jason.
how tall is Jason?
178
Yes,
178
Who
is
is
Jason.
178?
How tall am I?
178.
Okay, thank you for your attention. Yes, it's 175 and 178. And I have a photo to prove because somebody said I'm lying to you. This is me and Jason. And I think you have met Jason before. So, yes, I'm really tall. Okay. And this one is Kennedy Space Center. And I want to ask, when did Armstrong go to the moon? When? Which year? To know the year. It's a little bit details.
Oh, somebody answer. 1969.
Yusheng Ge, you are so good. It's 1969. Okay, and how fast does the spaceship go? How fast do you think?
How many years in a row?
A or B?
Oh, see.
Okay, I'm going to
Oh my God.
It's B. Yes, it's B. It's 29,000 kilometers per hour. It's really fast. And then next one. How many caves are there in Carlsbad Caverns? How many caves? How many
A, B, C.
I saw the answer. Yes, it's 119 caves there. Thank you. And how do we call these special songs? It has a special name of these songs. It's hoodoos or hooties or hoo-hoos.
Who's, I think.
Mimi, are you concentrating on the class? The answer
Oh my
should
God.
be number one, hoodoos.
Hoodoos.
Close, which have hats in it. Okay, it's hoodoos. And I want to ask, so many people visit Disney World each year, but how many people visit? Is B or C? B or C? Oh, that's right. There is only 58 people visit Disney World. It's going to be erupted. Okay, thank you. And the next one is Denali National Park. Scared me. How high is the mountain? How high does it?
Hi. 比玉山高哎。
You need to be careful because there are two choices really close.
It's 9-1 or 1-9.
Oh, I see. The right answer is this number C.
C.
Okay. The choice is A is our highest mountain in Taiwan, Yushan.
Yushan.
Next one, Las Vegas. I want to go to Las Vegas, but there are a lot of what's in Las Vegas. I forgot the girl. There are a lot of what's.
Canada.
Is Canada casino or castle? B. Okay, that's right. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, the answer should be B, but I forgot it. Yes, it's B. It's B. And can you tell me what is casino in Chinese?
Casino in Chinese.
Yes.
C 是城堡
Yes.
C 是城堡
，A 是加拿大
Casino.
你不要越过 B。
What is casino?
赌场。
Yes, very good. So the answer should be B, but I forgot to use the please forgive me. Okay, and this is Kilauea. What is it? What is it? Is it volcano or violin or vanilla?
Vanilla, I think so.
什么马有另一个选项啊？
Okay, it shouldn't be the instrument, right?
是什么马有
It's
另
not
啊
a chimney. Yes, this is volcano. 是火山哈。
Volcano
A 啊，
It's a
什
volcano.
么马有另啊？
B 是小提
You can
琴
play the violin,
啊，
but
是
it
什
will
么
not
马有另？没有马有另，这个不是马有另。
And this is a little bit difficult. Where is this volcano? Where is this volcano?
Oh my god，
Where
In the
is it?
sea, in the sea，
可以穿草裙的地方。
Yeah. Some people might dance this.
夏威夷。
Oh, I heard the
Mhm.
answer. Yes,
Hawaii.
exactly. It's in Hawaii. This volcano. Thank you. And let's come to the really
How high?
famous. How high is Niagara Falls? How high is it?
So
50 公
meter,
尺
40 meter, 40 meter,
14 meters.
，50
14?
50
Other
40,
answer? Someone gets 55.
40,
40.
50
40.
I didn't hear the correct answer now.
50
So far.
50?
50. That's right. 50 meters tall.
哪里？
这样讲对。
有啊，
Yeah,
有
this
认
is
真听
meters
到。
tall. And you need to listen it really, really, really carefully. The water is between
America, Canada.
Canada and America.
America and Canada. Wow, you're so great because we didn't type it in the chat room. America and Canada.
猜的好，猜的比较好。
Okay, this is all the questions. You're so concentrated
Great.
and being so great at this class. Thank you for your attention.
All right, good job, everyone. So we will be having class again together like this on Thursday and Friday as well. So the next time I see you should be on Thursday, okay, on Thursday morning.
下午
So
有课
we'll
吗？
be
下午
working together then. You will have some classes like this afternoon, yes, but your next class with me will be on Thursday morning, okay?
下午有课吗？
Yes, you have your own class this
Yes.
afternoon, okay? So enjoy your classes, and I will see you again on Thursday when you have my class again, okay?
OK
All right, so good job, and I will see you next time, okay? All right,
OK，
thank you.
拜拜。
Bye.
拜。
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Sharon.
下午要记得上课哦。
好的，
拜拜。
拜各位。
哦，Sharon，
Yes.
我等